That wouldn't hurt at all.
Oh good, there's a piece of foam.
That's good. Yep, you're good, man.
This is the story of how we put together our off-grid battery bank and power system. This time around, we decided to simplify things and go with a all-in-one charge controller from MPP Solar and a lithium 48-volt battery from PowerUp ESS, which is much simpler and more direct than our last solar build and is so exciting.
It's got temperature protection too, so it's at 60%. CC's charge cycles. So basically, this is going to be our top or our front. It's going to be kind of like this. And then here on the front, I'm going to cut a door in it, put a grate, some type of a screen, so we can get the controls for the battery.
Between the all-in-one and the 48-volt battery, this system is basically just plug and play, and a huge step up from our last build, which was quite a bit more involved. Even though we both work equally as hard, credit for our off-grid system goes fully to Stuart. He's the one that learned how solar works, learned how to put everything together, build everything, and he's the one that made all of this happen for us, and I'm blown away and so grateful to have somebody who is down to do something like this, because the independence that it gives us is truly unparalleled.
So we've got our AC in, those go here, AC outlet down here, communication stuff, solar goes in here, and then DC in and out, so the battery goes here. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Alright, I wanted to do a quick update, mid-video update, because we've hit a couple of snags and I want to kind of talk through it and explain what we're trying to do to work around everything. So we got our new battery and our all-in-one hooked up, but the plan was to basically use this buck converter. It's like a 48 to 12 volt buck converter to turn our 48 volt battery power into 12 volt power so that we have lights and everything. We thought that we would just be able to wire this in to our new breaker panel, but when we did that, none of the lights worked, and we're not really sure why. So our working theory for now is that maybe somewhere along here, which like all through here is where the wiring for the old battery ran, because the old battery box is where it was, is behind me. Maybe there's some type of like a relay or somewhere in here that is like a one-way, and so it won't send power to the breaker box and where we're trying to wire this in. It will only go, you know, to the battery. So we're gonna try to run wiring through this section of our rig, which is kind of tricky because it's like through tiny little spaces and stuff, and I'm already like popping out a floor panel in this cabinet to get to things and took out a couple of drawers to get to things. And we're thinking that we can kind of just put this back over here where the old battery was and wire it in that way, and maybe then it'll work. I don't know if this makes sense, but that is our like only idea for right now, basically. And if that doesn't work, then I don't know what we're gonna do. But that's what we're working on today. Everything else has worked great so far. If we can just figure out how to get 12 volt, we'll be set. And we know that this is working because we tested it and it reads 12 volts when it's hooked up to the battery. So it definitely works. It's just for whatever reason not communicating with the lighting and everything in here. This could take an hour, it could take 6 hours. So there is no in between. We'll see how it goes.
Can you bring me that buffer and the two wires? You're not touching any wires, right?
I mean, just the ones that I have to hold.
Okay. Negative and 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Lights come on.
We got power.
Must be a relay.
It is a relay.
Don't mind the color of the wires, folks. Somebody at the Bigfoot factory had this was built on a Wednesday. Alright, so the way we have this set up is that it takes grid power first, then I'll take solar, then I'll take battery. Clearly we don't have solar. But essentially right now it's going shore power straight to our breaker panel. And now it is also trying to maintain the float voltage of 53.7 volts on our battery bank. And so all the power that we're using with the buck converter right now is getting charged right back into the battery. It's charging at 2 amps right now, so about 100 watts. We're using 15 watts on the AC side, 120 volt. But it's keeping the battery charged while we're on shore power, maintaining the float voltage, and it's going through from beginning of shore power all the way to the breaker panel. And the way we can know this for sure, because we know we're charging from the all-in-one, the way we see what it's kind of doing to the battery capacity is through here. Go through here, and it's not losing or gaining any amps. It's quite literally maintaining the perfect voltage, even though there is a draw on it. The AC charger on the all-in-one is maintaining the voltage.
time for you to go. Closing time. This is so exciting.
You can take it to O'Reilly's and get $10.
There's so much more room for activities. Freedom is self-sufficiency, and even though the barrier to entry can be high sometimes, particularly when it comes to something like a solar system, it is absolutely worth every bit of effort and time and money that goes into it, at least in my opinion. And I am so happy to have this system in our rig and to know that we have something to rely on in case we need it. It's going to give us the kind of freedom that we crave, and I'm really excited to see where it takes us. If you are interested in looking at the all-in-one or the 48-volt battery that we bought, I will include a link down in the description of this video. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.